Not so long ago, I'd say maybe a couple weeks ago now, I was in the backyard with my dog, and this is the first of my 3 stories. I was looking up at the wires that run in between these big electric towers that run through our neighborhood, and I saw this light. I could see that it was clearly something metal. Like, I could see the metallic texture of it, and it was reflecting off the sun. But the weird thing is, it didn't look as though it started reflecting the sun. It looked like it just came out of nowhere. I actually caught it on camera, so I'll show it. Unfortunately, it's kind of like this shitty Android camera quality, but I watched it, and it like swooped down, and then it faded back out of the sky, disappeared. And I looked around for it for a bit, and eventually it reappeared for a brief moment, but in the opposite direction that it was headed. And then it disappeared again, and this time completely, like it didn't come back. That's the only one that I got on camera. But yeah, that's my UFO encounter. As for explanations, I don't know. I actually have no idea what it could be, because there's so many strange factors that contribute to just how weird and nonsensical it really was. Now, story number 2 is a lot further back in my life. It was when I was maybe 10 years old. I used to really like to ride my bike with my mom up and down the neighborhood. There was this one day I remember where I was on the right sidewalk and she was on the left. I stopped to catch my breath because I was kind of like a fat little kid, and I looked at the house that I was like parked in front of, and I looked at the front window, like the big wide front window, and I saw a family standing there. By family, I mean it was like the parents and what seemed to be their kids. I can't remember, it was like a mom, a dad, a boy, and a girl, but it was something like that, but I can't exactly remember the specifics. But I saw them just staring at me, and they didn't have any sort of, expression. They weren't mad at me or something, they were just staring at me. I like gave them a little wave, but they didn't respond. The strangest thing about them was they looked colored strangely. Imagine those old, like, kind of brown, orange looking films. Now imagine you crop out people from those films and then you put them within the window of this house. You know what I mean? Like they were just like color graded differently than the rest of the house. It's not like it was some sort of Halloween decoration that was like plastered on the window, because I could see them moving and breathing and blinking. So I look across the street at the left sidewalk where my mom is going past me, and she didn't even notice them. And the family's not there anymore. And I actually remember seeing the curtain like move a little bit, like they all dashed out of the way real fast. Or they disappeared in a poof of smoke or something. As for explanations, I dreamt this memory, but again, I so clearly remember it that there's not a doubt in my mind that it actually happened. I was younger than I was in any of the previous stories. This is the first house that I've ever lived in. I remember nothing from that time, like barely anything. But this particular memory it's stuck with me. It was the middle of the night, and, it was like really early in the morning. And I was having a nightmare. And I was on the bottom bunk of my pirate ship bunk bed. And that's just how clearly I can remember the story. I don't remember what the nightmare was about, but whatever it was like so bad that I woke up with a start, and I was like looking around the room because I was like panicked. I'm looking around and I'm breathing heavily, and then I think it was like in my right ear mostly, I could hear the fading robotic voice of my mother. And she said to me in this robotic voice, "Goodbye, Brayden." So, you know, now I'm freaked the hell out. So I jump out of bed. I run into the living room where my mom's ex-husband, he was watching television at the time. And like I said, this was really early in the morning, and I asked him, where's mom at? And he says she left for work like an hour ago.